Adams, Scotch and Slattery, Shared Trees, Nibbler Crow, The Great British Baking Show, Carl McLaughlin, Betty White, John Boyega, Dick Van Dyke, Wendy Malick, Remy Malick, Demi Lovato. Agnes Moorehead, Jenny Slate, Ray Romano, Jesse J, Alf, Tracy Ellis Ross, the world's oldest albatross, Jodie Foster, Daniel Day, Michael Gross, Janelle Monáe, Peter Parker sitcoms, tell me who you must know.
This is Hott Minute.
Starring Jamie Bradley and Ashley Spurgeon.
This is Hott Minute.
The song is almost done, so we're crushing on and 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 on.
That was really
That was
yay.
insane.
Thank you, Mike.
That was Mike Shepard. Mike is in every band ever. Mike is also, I think that's what his third theme song
At least,
for us.
I believe.
I'd also like to point out he clearly genuinely listens to it because those are all things we've actually talked about.
Yeah.
So Mike is in, what was he in? He's in Tower Defense.
Tower Defense.
The Beatles.
He is Bob Dylan, is the rumor I've heard.
He's in Sheena Easton's band.
He played drum. He taught Sheila E. is the rumor. He loves We Didn't Start the Fire, by the way. I've had so many. Have you ever had a conversation with this gentleman about that song? That was 100% sincere.
I like that. And I like that song.
It's fun. It's like, it's the conversation is how fun it is to rewrite it. And it's like, I'd always wanted to write like a version for the 90s because Kaczynski and Lewinsky rhyme.
That's perfect.
And you have to use that. So, anyway.
More like the Uniboober.
Oh.
That's her, I don't know, sports bra.
This is Hott Minute.
Yeah, cut that, sample that. Yeah, this is Hott Minute. I'm Jamie.
I'm Ashley.
And at hotminute.com, HOTT Minute. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. I put some pics up there a sec ago. Twitter. We are active on Twitter. We actually... we're individually active on Twitter. I'd like more followers on Twitter.
I need to be more active on the Hott Minute account, but it's complicated to like switch back and forth.
It's not easy.
So
the app doesn't make it easy. At Jamie Bradley.
At
Ash Spurge.
I don't know. Spurgeon is too many.
It's too many.
I picked it when it was like you still had it was 140 characters and your character counted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's like.
You used to be Miss Trashly. I remember
did,
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cleaned it up a bit.
I did. Well, I'm 82 now.
So on this podcast, we talk about who's hot.
And things that are hot and things that we like and things that are sexy and things that are cute and things that are cool and things that are fun and things that are interesting and dynamic and educational and,
And just really, things that make you want to squirt.
Assertive women and fey men.
Fey men.
Yeah.
It can also be concepts. But we always start with a question. And, well, first of all, you know what we used to do that I remembered the other day?
That's right.
We used to apologize. We used to start with an apology because we built that in.
We speak off the cup, very off the cup. I was looking at your cup. You're drinking your koozie says cool butt. It's really distracting. Yeah. We just like pop off at the mouth and say a bunch of dumb shit. And then it's like sometimes that feels litigious, possibly. And so we thought it was good to make apologies for our lies.
Like, I don't think we're at a level where libel starts to be like a real threat, but it will.
It will eventually.
That's my goal.
Yeah. And it's sort of to build towards that goal, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
Jamie, who are you crushing on?
That is such a big question. I'm going to ask you back real quick because I think I'm feeling like a synergy with you today. I'm crushing on specifically just people liking and subscribing and rating our podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Specifically Apple Podcasts, because apparently that's where all the money is. I don't know. Here's the thing. If you're listening to episode 28 of
just fucking go on there and do it. Take 4 minutes and just do it.
I don't know. You like something. You like something.
Even if you hate us, like, honestly, I think just volume. It's a volume game.
I guarantee you that whoever you listening right now, you've listened to more episodes of this than I have.
That's very legit for me.
Yeah.
I actually will listen back to it mainly because I hate myself, so I'll listen back just to being like filled with contempt.
Your voice?
That fuels me, though.
The sound of your voice?
Yeah. Well, just turns of phrase. Like, I'll listen back to it very critically and be like, like just then, like, oh, I'd be like, why would I say that? Why do I speak that way?
It's hard.
I don't sound
it's
smart.
It's hard. That's why we thought we needed apologies, but it turns out we don't really.
I ain't sorry about nothing.
I am rarely wrong. I say this all the time.
I agree with
say
that.
this all the time only because it's true. Literally. Do you know what one sentence I hear like more than any other in the world? It's like, Ashley, you were right.
I usually hear like, Jamie, be quiet. Please.
Shh, inside voice.
Hey, you're talking over me. That's one that I get a lot. Hey, no. Actually, yes.
I was like, you don't talk over me.
Because I'm scared of you.
Oh, that's the sentence I hear second most often. Funny you bring that up. Anyway,
Jamie,
because
I also hear, Jamie, you wild. I just talked over you.
Jamie, you wild.
You
Jamie.
wild. Anyway, so yeah, like us, rate us on Apple Podcasts.
Leave reviews. Tell your friends. Tell your like cooler aunts.
If you have an aunt that wears turquoise jewelry.
If you have an aunt who owns a pair of like candies, like shoes, she's probably going to be a fan of Hot Minute.
If you have an aunt that's been in jail.
If you know anyone who's into like weird Victorian murders and like death. And
if you have anyone that's like, oh my God, if you ever listen to My Favorite Murder, be like, I haven't listened to this.
If you know someone who thinks Rami Malek is sexy because he looks like a bug.
Holy shit, I had a dream last night.
Oh yeah.
I just remembered this. In my dream last night, I was at an airport that was also a cruise line. It was a port of some sort.
Sounds like the future.
And I see this sort of chubby man with a little bit of a bald spot running through the airport with a bag, like a bag with a tux in it. And and he turned around and I was like, oh my God, you look like a fat, balding Rami Malek. And he was like, shh, shh.
It was the future.
It was the future.
You and Rami Malek, you saw into your life.
And then I yelled, congratulations. And then guess, bitch, where I ended up? At your grandma's house, except your grandma was super rich. And you could get out like at the port, at the airport cruise line. I almost said her full name. I will not dox your grandma.
Thank you.
I got out and she was like, I've been waiting on you girls.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a really good dream.
It was like a really appropriate dream.
Awesome.
I'm sure I was thinking about this. Yeah, so it was great. That was it. That was basically it. I saw an obese proxy for Rami Malek headed to the Oscars. And then, yeah, showed up at your grandma's house who was very wealthy. Congrats.
How do you like Rami's chances?
You know, I didn't see the movie. I was too embarrassed to watch it. It honestly the trailer itself made me scared, and I can't even watch the trailer, so I'll never see this movie. And the whole Bryan Singer controversy.
Yeah.
Don't fucking give anything to Green Book or that movie. Just like agree to disagree. I like that he's being honored because I like him and I want his career to flourish, and I'm proud of him.
I also want his career to flourish,
but I don't think he needs to win.
I don't think he needs to win either. I mean, he wasn't even anything 3 years ago. When it's like calm down, Rami, calm down. You're a very sinuy man. It's like, I don't know how much your heart can take. You know what I mean? It's like those wiry kind of dudes. It's like they can get
I think in my dream he has an eating disorder. I'll have to apologize for that. He clearly has an eating disorder.
He looks like a praying mantis, and so I think his eating disorder is probably the fact that he like eats his mates, or I guess he's the male, so he gets eaten.
Yeah, I'd like to eat him. So that's it. So like us, rate us. Rami Malek has an eating disorder. Ashley's grandma's rich. Today, we're real lazy. I've been sick.
We usually record on Thursdays, but today is a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
And Michael, our producer, has got lots of bag
We got
entries.
A lot of bags.
We have so many bag entries. We just thought, let's just go through some bags.
So for some reason, you've never listened to this stupid podcast before. At the end of every episode, we literally dig into a series, or really it used to be one and it's grown because this is a popular thing for some reason. You can put something in the bag, so you can text us at 240-something-HOTT.
Tad Hott, TADHOTT.
Look up the numbers that correspond to that. I'm too lazy to look at my phone. But you can text in, you can email us, you can honestly just tweet at us, whatever. Just communicate with us and tell us how you want to put something in the bag. And when you do that, Michael collects these strips of paper, puts them into literally a brown ass paper bag. We literally have thousands of submissions.
We have 4 bags in front of us right now, and before we got started, Michael was like, I think one of these is just filled with monsters from a Halloween episode, but we don't know which one it is.
We don't know which bag it is, and we asked him not to tell us. So one of the bags, so we have 4 bags. We're going to reach into the bag, and what we do, a lot of people don't know this, we genuinely do not know what's on these.
This is 100% off the cuff.
This shows our level of just
commitment to knowing bullshit,
to just total
commitment
trash.
To spouting off at the mouth. I literally with no thought whatsoever.
I literally don't know what I'm supposed to do to do a good job at the thing that pays me. But good Lord, I'll have an opinion about Viggo Mortensen.
We've got Google here in case there's anyone that we don't know.
And
but that's not a very. I'm not worried.
I got a mason jar filled with coffee and a koozie that says "Cool Butt" on it.
She does.
So I am ready to fucking rock.
I'm
and
so coffeeed up right now.
I'm sweating. I can't tell if it's from a fever or
you're wearing a sweater that's very big.
It is real big. It's real chunky.
Chunky sweater.
All right, let's go. Dig it out.
All right. Joseph Mazello. Joseph Mazello. I don't know.
Joseph Mazello, if I'm not mistaken, is a little boy from Jurassic Park.
He's like a grown man now. I mean, he looks like a normal grown man. I don't even think about the little boy from Jurassic Park ever.
I don't think about him. I will say he looks vaguely like this British actor that is on a sketch comedy show called Man Stroke Woman. It's not him. Missed op. The thing about him that I know about is that somebody created oh my God, Rami Malek popped up. Why?
Where?
Do they know each other? How do we get back to Rami?
I don't know.
So the thing I know about Joseph Mazello is that someone created a parody Twitter forever ago as him that was very, very funny. And it was basically just... I can't remember if it was as Joseph Mazello or if it was as the little boy grown up, but it was basically, and I love shit like this, where it was imagine if you had gone through that experience as a child and lived. And so a lot of the tweets were just about the flashbacks.
PTSD, basically.
The flashbacks and horror of having
remember that time I saw that guy get eaten off the toilet and I was 10? That fucked me up.
I think about that stuff all the time. I have been really wanting to write actually I'm going to do this and steal the idea. I want to write a horror movie that's just the next day after someone the first scene is them wearing the sort of silver blanket on the drinking with a thing wrapped around them. I want to start with that scene and it just be the literal aftermath of what if someone had chased you and murdered all your friends? You'd probably have a really difficult time, but it'd be funny. So anyway, Joseph Mazello, I don't really care.
I just want to say something quickly. Who's the main actor in Jurassic Park?
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill.
Yes.
We discussed Sam Neill this week because Sam Neill apparently has a show about animals or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what network it's on, but their commercial for this show, the network's commercial for the show is Sam Neill is the New Zealand daddy. And it's just
it's just a gratuitous, the program is a straight just nature show.
Yeah.
It's not funny. And their advertising for it is literally just slow-mo pictures. If I recall one of the photos, you can see the outline of his dick. And I noticed. Sam Neill is very attractive.
He's extremely handsome. He's a very, very handsome man. He's a handsome older man. Yeah.
He's very funny. Speaking of Twitter, he's very funny on Twitter.
Yeah, he's great on Twitter. He's a great social presence.
Yeah.
Advocate of just nature and animals. He just seems like a decent human being, too.
I will say,
which is very sexy.
It is sexy. Someone was like, who's going to be the new David Attenborough? I'd be okay if it's Sam Neill.
Genius. I think that's a great idea.
Let's call him.
So
should we do one last pass and see if this kid's done anything?
Joseph.
I will say he grew up. He's one of those people that we're looking at a picture of him, or was earlier. He looks just like a stretched out, bigger version of the child that he was with facial hair. So good on him. Oh my God.
He was John Deacon. Oh, okay. So
So he's in Bohemian Rhapsody.
In the band. Yeah. Okay. That's why Rami Malek came up when we Googled him. All right.
Okay.
That's good for him. Honestly, good for him.
I'm happy for him.
He was in The Pacific, which was that miniseries on HBO, that World War II.
I remember that. That's why,
So these are legit credits. Yeah.
I thought surely he'd given up. So good for him.
I mean, when you peak at 10.
Okay, so that was bag 1. There's 4 bags. So I'm going to go bag 2. I'm just doing a round robin.
Let's do it.
So they're closest to me. This bag I'd like to announce is a Cisco bag, reorder number 2227827, and it has a brown stain on it. It does.
Yeah, this has been used as a sandwich bag.
Okay, go for it. It's got a harder consistency.
Ooh, the Blair Witch. This must be the Halloween bag.
Fuck, I don't like knowing.
I saw the Blair Witch once, like when it came out.
I saw it in the theater by myself.
Was the witch just some sticks?
I don't remember the witch. I just remember
the witch was a lady standing in the corner.
But no, that was the dude. That was the dude at the end. I don't even think there is a Blair Witch.
There wasn't. I don't remember seeing any kind of witch. I'm sure that there were
missed up.
I'm sure there were like 18 sequels that we didn't see, where it's like the witch's name is Mary Ann and she got murdered in 1923.
Basically, now I'm just picturing the Saw guy with a witch hat on,
like the little dummy.
Yeah.
Carrie Elwes.
Mr. Sawman.
The Blair Witch means nothing to me. The Bell Witch, though.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
Okay. We're skipping that one. Then we got a lot of bag. All right. Bag 3.
I'll get. Okay.
Okay. No, I like grabbing them. You like grab and get.
This is Barbarella, Jane Fonda. Very sexy.
Hell yeah. Barbarella is such a weird movie. I watched it not that long ago.
I got Barbarella and Attack of the 50-Foot Woman confused.
Because they're similar.
They're basically the same movie.
I watched Barbarella, and I don't even know if I finished the movie. It's kind of unwatchable. Like, the plot is not there. It's one of those where if they made a Pinterest board as a movie today, like, that's what Barbarella is. It really is just a series of very cool moods and looks.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's really good film.
Yeah. Also, I mean, so for the aesthetics, like, I mean, really, if you think of the medium of film as, like, it's supposed to just do things that, like, a book couldn't do, like, I'm not going to read Barbarella. Like, the plot is stupid. Jane Fonda is such a babe. You see her titties in it, so that's
cool.
Fantastic.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I can't even remember the plot. It's it's sexploitation, but she's smart, and there's a wink and a nod. It kind of reminded me of a Space Myra Breckenridge. Did you ever see that?
Not for a long time. I'm just like, this era of hair.
God, her hair is so big.
Hair in the 60s is very, it concerns me. But I also find it aesthetically beautiful in a ridiculous way. It's like Rococo hair, kind of like.
Well, also I think of just like what chemicals are in that she didn't die of cancer from. Like, good for her, because that.
I mean, the teasing. I mean, it's got.
Really, if I'm looking at a photo of that, like, is any part of that besides the bang part, like her real hair?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now. Like, what even? I mean, it's just a.
So she's like a space queen.
Oh yeah, there's a sexy. Her ship. Her ship. It has wall to wall carpet in it.
Is there a sexy angel?
There's a very sexy angel figure. They fuck at some point.
And she has a scythe. Is he the angel of death?
I don't remember. I just remember that her spaceship is completely shag carpeted. Like, I think even on the ceiling.
Pretty cool.
It's worth watching. Like, I would you should watch it.
Okay.
Just because you can watch it on in the background and it looks really cool and there's like funny stuff going on. Yeah. So Barbarella, she looks great.
She's smoking a big old vape pen right there. This looks like a vape pen. It's
a vape with like a whole garland.
There's like 3 naked people behind her. Yeah, it's got a Getty Images. I'm just going to go ahead and screen cap this.
We'll show you.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to follow us on social media. Also, did you know that if you go to hotminute.com for every episode, we never tell people this. Michael does so much work.
Every single person and every single thing that we talk about on every single episode in the Hot Minute website, if you scroll down, there's pictures and names of everything that we talk about. Hairless bears.
Yeah.
Like the Eiffel Tower.
Barbarella, like in specific, Michael is very tongue-in-cheek and funny, and we'll be like, Barbarella's titty, and I'll just be like, titty. I don't know. It's funny. Great.
That's just one of the things that you could probably comment about when you're, it's like the work that we do. It's like the girls are so like they get everything together.
Yeah.
It's a total package.
So my favorite thing is this episode has just turned into us telling you how much work somebody else does so that we can show up and be lazy, vapid morons.
We asked him to make us coffee today.
And he did. I asked for a whole branzino, bone in.
I think this is...
Well, who is it?
This is Ted Danson as Sam Malone
in Cheers.
So, I mean, would you have sex with Sam Malone?
I have probably shed a tear at not being able to get in a Barbarella carpeted space machine and go back and ride that dick.
I understand. Yeah. I understand.
That's like things that upset me in the day.
Oh my God.
That's not.
So you know those like dumbass little toys that look like bobbleheads, but they aren't?
Yes.
Okay, so they are making Cheers ones. I just saw, and I was like, now I kind of want one.
Of course.
Like now that's like the first one I've ever wanted. I mean, Ted Danson is the best. Cheers is the best. Sam Malone is the best.
Sam Malone is such a sexy character. Like, I remember... So you are a huge Cheers fan.
I'm about to pull up... I don't have it on this computer. I have the pilot. Like, I have a PDF of the Cheers pilot on my home computer.
I would love you to send that to me.
Yes. If you just read, like, the first 2 pages, I mean...
It was such a special show. Ted Danson, the cast of that show, the fact that they were able to sort of switch things up and it just kept continually getting better. Spinoffs were better. Like,
and it's like, and it was on for so long, like just watching sort of like the Diane character like fade out into the like late 80s, like Kirstie Alley sort of like businesswoman character into the 90s. And it was, and it was...
Rebecca was such a good character. And so watching it as a kid, like Cheers was one of those shows that... talk about lamenting that now there's so much content, so much media that I don't think that my family would have actively sought out Cheers if we'd had options. And I don't think I would have been exposed to it as a kid if we'd had options. But because you either watch TV or don't watch TV.
Yeah, basically.
To watch a TV show like Cheers is a really unique thing. And so Ted Danson as that main character... He's tall. He's handsome.
He's an alcoholic who owns a bar.
Yes.
He's a former athlete. He's a womanizer.
Yes.
He has like a Corvette and he has really good hair.
And it was such a commentary on the 80s of like excess being praised and also lampooned and regular people being...
I read this whole article too about it's like what you need to know about Cheers is the context of the late 1970s pickup scene. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Okay, like basically, it's like, because Cheers was like kind of a sports bar. Yeah.
Well, and also just thinking of if they made Cheers today, everyone on that show would be a nerd, but actually hot, like fucking Big Bang Theory. Whereas when they made Cheers back then, it's like you have fucking
Norm.
Like, you have George Wendt. Is like one of your main...
Carla,
main female character. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Like your female character. Yes, they had one pretty person, but Diane was complicated. Rebecca
His name was Ted Danson. The pretty person on the show was Sam Malone.
But there's like one woman that's attractive. But I mean, I guess Lilith is attractive. But Lilith
she's like my goal. I mean, that's my aesthetic.
Lilith is a complicated character. Like that, they didn't... Like, it's just...
I mean, even the Coach to Woody transition where it's like, where an actor died, it's like you don't even have a choice but to change the show, where it's not like an actor leaving, it's like...
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah.
So good.
This just turned into us praising Cheers.
Watch Cheers.
Ted Danson, also, stone cold fucking fox.
To this day.
So good. I mean, his acting in The Good Place...
I feel like
that show is funny.
Mary Steenburgen hangs out in Nashville all the time because she's a musician. Here. Okay, why are they not guests?
Can tell you where they live.
Let's get Ted and Mary to be guests on the show, and we can ask them about like their first crushes that they had when they were growing up, and we could
yeah.
God.
All right.
Okay, tag Ted Danson. At him.
#delusions. Oh. Okay, this is a great one.
I'm excited.
Drag queen tucks. So this is when a drag queen, for those at home, tucks their balls and dick inside their body in order to, make a vagina look.
Yeah, so, I mean, my first exposure to this was obviously Silence of the Lambs.
Well, see, in mine, yes, Silence of the Lambs, but, like, actually knowing the mechanics of it, definitely RuPaul's Drag Race. And,
just in
drag
terms of
culture being accessible, I wasn't hanging out in places where I was like, hey, how exactly do you make a fake pussy?
I mean, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I'm pro tuck.
I think it's sexy. I think drag queens are sexy. I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Did you see the Casey Musgraves
I did.
Yeah,
Casey Musgraves. That's a whole other episode.
Drag queens culture. It's just the culture of that, all of it. When does it start? I suppose in the vaudeville tradition.
Have you ever seen Paris is Burning?
I have seen Paris is Burning.
So I definitely consider that sort of that whole scene. I'm sure that the tucking of that is there's probably a formalized. Don't you have to
go back to like the 1930s and stuff and like?
Well, I guess just 20s, as long as there have been people like pre-gender reassignment surgery, I'm sure.
Also, I'm forgetting that like brothels exist. I don't know. This is like actually we're talking history.
She and I just looked into each other's eyes, and I know it's funny to like lock eyes with someone you're both thinking about a dick and balls going inside of a body. And they're like wistfully thinking about it and like mechanically thinking about it. Yeah.
What's funny is when I think about it, I just sort of am thinking of the torso and the legs and just sort of it like magically moving up on its own and not someone like bending over and shoving it up in there with their hands themselves.
I just, I don't, just to let you know, Ashley and I don't have a penis and testicles. I have a vagina.
I've seen them.
Seen it. Yeah, and I'm trying to picture some that I've seen going up inside, and I don't know how you do it.
To this day, like I don't 100% understand how men urinate. Like, do you hold it? Do you aim it? Do you just sort of like let it sit there? I think there's a little bit of do you just like gently hold it?
I think there's a
cupping.
I think there's just, I bet it's like driving, like sometimes you get real cavalier and I'm like literally driving here. I don't know how I lived.
My second worst uncle's worst wife drove us. She used to drive with her knee on the bottom of the steering wheel.
I bet a lot of people
smoking.
Her
name was Shandy.
Most dudes pee like Shandy drives.
Yeah. Most dudes pee like Shandy drives.
Shandy on her way to Holiday World.
She took us to go see Austin Powers.
Of course she did. Yeah. People drive like my cousin taking me to see American Pie. All right. Bag 2. I think that if I'm not mistaken, this might be a Halloween bag on accident.
Bag 2. O.T. Fagbenle. Wait, have we talked about this guy?
What did you just say?
I don't know what that is. Announce his name. Okay, I know who this actor is. Okay. I don't know what he is in that would have made someone put him in this bag, but he was in an episode of Agatha Christie's Marple that I watched where he was an American soldier, but he's a British actor, and he had one of the worst American accents I have ever heard any British character.
I have no idea who this is.
He's handsome.
Fagbenle.
Nigerian father and British mother, so it's a Nigerian name.
Okay. Hold on, let me get a look at him.
Let me get some images up. He's very sort of professorial.
You know what? He looks like sort of, Archer Farms Craig David.
Oh my God. Here he is holding like a little trumpet.
He's
looking
very
into
attractive.
the middle distance. He's like, it's like, oh my God, if this dude was like your student advisor or something, you know what I mean?
So he is he's in Handmaid's Tale.
I haven't watched that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why someone would have put him in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, the world is torture porn for women. I'm not watching that.
There is an episode of Miss Marple that I highly recommend. Everyone watch it. Yeah. God bless him. He was like, I'm going to the store. You know what I mean? It's like, he really can't.
I'm putting R's at the end of my words.
Yes. No, he's extremely handsome. He's very good looking.
Way to go. Good for him. That must be nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a movie monster. But Handmaid. But
I mean, he was what? You know what? I watched all of these Marples, and I don't look up actors in every episode. Like he has
out.
it. Like he has it. Like
factor.
I looked him up. I was like, what is this dude's deal?
In this one photo far away, he sort of looks like he could be related to Jordan Peele.
He's got like those glasses too. Oh Jesus, Agent Dana Scully, Gillian Anderson from the X-Files.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and guarantee Larissa put that in the bag.
Gillian Anderson is personally responsible for 15 to 20% of America's like lesbian and bisexual women. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Personally responsible.
Right.
That's just facts. That's just facts.
Just the facts, ma'am.
And that's what Dana Scully believed in. Yeah. The facts. Just
the facts, just revving tooties. Yeah.
Wasn't she like 23 years old or something? Yeah.
Yeah, the world's oldest baby lady, Gillian Anderson. So Dana Scully, I
never really really watched the X-Files 100%.
X-Files was one of those shows where I was just the age when it came out that I was very scared of the X-Files. Like, I was a little too young.
Yeah.
I was a little too young. I grew up in a trailer house in the middle of the woods. And so when you do that, your biggest fears are ghosts and aliens.
Alien abductions are a real risk.
Guess where ghosts and aliens hang out? In the country. And so when I was a little kid, like, I just was waiting to be abducted.
Understandable.
I have a chicken pox scar on my leg that for years I silently was like, I was abducted. Those. And then later my mom was like, oh no, you was a baby and got chicken pox. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I mean, beautiful. Also, this Dana Scully and just Gillian Anderson's like hair and coloring was very Shirley Manson at the time
Yes.
too, and this sort of like really like cool red hair.
I mean, Gillian Anderson's absolutely beautiful person. I would say that Gillian Anderson's one of those actors that definitely aged into like she just morphed into an even hotter. Like, I think she gets hotter and hotter and hotter as time goes on.
Her face is physically that of what I believe like Neo-Raphaelite models looked like 100%. In real life.
She definitely looks like she was taken from another
you
time.
You would find her in a painting from like 1880.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely, I would say, casting director's dream.
Is she tall? I bet she's tall.
I also think that the palpable chemistry between she and David Duchovny definitely.
Oh, what? Gillian Anderson is only 5'3", which is my size.
Carries herself like a Naomi Campbell.
I would have said that she's like 7'2".
No.
She's a giant.
She's larger than David Duchovny is 6 feet tall. Oh, okay. Whew. Okay, so here's the deal. I would say the sexiest thing to me is just picturing the two of them smashing. Smashing it up. Sorry, Téa Leoni.
Oh.
Go home.
Yeah.
Téa Leoni is also a very attractive woman. But yeah, Gillian Anderson just... Is she British? I'm
not sure. She's American British.
So her whole British career thing was just her being very smart then. That's so thing about Gillian Anderson I'm pointing emphatically and hitting the table with my hand. You can't hear it. My hands are small. Is that she could have peaked with X-Files and we never heard from her again, but she was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the UK where it's much easier to be famous.
Here it is. She was born in Chicago and then she was in Puerto Rico and then it's like, well, she was still a toddler. Her family moved to London and then like later she went to school in Michigan.
Yeah.
So she was sort of like all over the place.
Yeah. And Michigan's a lot of like little free theater kids.
Have you ever watched Bleak House?
I just said
Bleak
that,
House.
Like, really disdainfully.
Watch the Bleak House miniseries where she's Lady Deadlock. Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that
it's
X-Men?
a Dickens? It's a Dickens adaptation. It's really good. It's not the X-Files, but
does she have powers? Okay, I like it. Anyway, Julie Andrews.
Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews and Gillian Anderson should be in a movie together where they play mother and daughter.
Hell yeah.
And we play Gillian Anderson's daughters. And we all go on a boat ride together.
And we go to your grandma's house.
my grandma's house.
And then obese Rami Malek. He'll win another Oscar. He'll gain weight for the role.
Oh, this is great.
Okay, we're in New Bag.
All right.
New Bag City.
Angela Bassett. I mean, everyone's a winner. I mean,
everyone's a winner, baby. Can't you see? Angela Bassett.
Arms, face, power, beauty, talent.
I have really, for no reason other than I am super contrary and don't want to watch any TV that is good and people tell me to watch, have been catching up on all the past American Horror Stories. And she is such a indelible force in most of them. They really phased a Jessica Lange out and really phased an Angela Bassett in and Kathy Bates, which I love. And so she is...
Her filmography is deep, too.
It's just so deep. Angela Bassett is 60 fucking years old.
Really?
Look, just Angela Bassett
She is. You're right. August 16th, 1958.
One of the sexiest people I've ever seen. She is so hot. In American Horror Story Hotel, she and Lady Gaga have like a sexual past history, which I didn't really think would be sexy at all. And it was.
Good, you know.
And, and that's just Ryan Murphy just thick pandering. Like, I appreciate those shows for what they are. He's basically just like, what would be, again, it's literally just sort of like a LGBT preteens like vision board.
When I think Angela Bassett,
kiss. Oh yes.
What's Love Got to Do with It? Is like that's the one movie of hers I think I've probably seen the most. I guess I don't know. I remember. Again, this is one of those. I've said this a billion times. Like I only watched movies that came on TV all the time when I was a kid, and this is one of them.
I have a distinct memory of walking into a Mexican food restaurant in a mall as like when did that come out? Like a third grader, and asking my mom if we could go see that, and she was like, "No." She is in Contact, which is a huge movie to the pod. Yes, huge to the pod. They should have sent a Bassett.
Oh my Lord! I like that. That's good.
I'm a loser.
And then
I'm trying to.
Bunch of TV.
Go girl. Yeah, she's in a new show called 911 that is one of the worst shows I've ever seen. And every time she enters a scene, she is furious.
Oh, well, it's, people are calling 911. You can't mess that up. It's a really serious business.
Like, I have a friend that does a phenomenal Angela Bassett impression, which is really random because her acting style now, I think with lesser material, is just to be like, I am so mad.
She was in this 1998 production of Macbeth as Lady Macbeth.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Well, add one of that pit stop to my Time Machine Fuckfest. I'd love to go see that.
Time Machine Fuckfest. Oh my God.
I'm gonna rail.
That's what I would do with the Time Machine. I would go see like Beethoven and
it would be so easy to like hook up with people. Like
and get syphilis.
But I can go fast forward and get antibiotics.
You can just bring them with you on the trip. Do another bag.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna find.
It's a real good way to get syphilis, Jamie. Fucking people from 400 years ago.
Oh, all right. Ooh, this is like I'm not doing that one because I did the wrong bag again, and I can just tell that that's Larissa, who was our sci-fi guest for 2 episodes. Like, no girl, like she probably put most of the shit in here anyway.
Was it just like a robot?
It was a very specific sci-fi reference. This is a good one. Kim Fields, Tootie from Facts of Life.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of her as a little girl. Was first thing with like pigtails. Gross. Yeah.
See, and I think of Kim Fields from Living Single. I think of her so I do think of her as an adult. Kim Fields is a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Tootie, fun character. Facts of Life, I think you and I...
Very much before my time. It wasn't even really on reruns.
See, and I watched it in syndication, and I had such a wealth hard-on that I really loved Blair. I'm always going to like your blonde, rich bitch in anything from that era because I wanted to be rich.
Like 15 years ago, there was this like Blogspot blog that like followed like Rachel Welch.
Lisa Welchel. She's like a crazy Christian.
Yes, and it like followed her. Like, it was like just copy and paste. It would just like go through her posts and like make fun of her. And I read it for like 3 years. I read that blog for like 3 years. It was really funny.
What if it was run by Kim Fields?
I mean...
because that shit got old on set. Because and I love it too because Lisa Welchel definitely had the same sort of Kirk Cameron effect where she was such a popular figure in that show and her Christianity kind of thing. I want to say there was stuff she did that affected the plot, like because she was a popular character. They couldn't take off and then was like, I won't do X, like because like. Yeah, like Kirk Cameron like wouldn't kiss people anymore and like wouldn't condone, like wouldn't make sexy jokes anymore and shit.
Have you ever seen the picture of Kirk Cameron's birthday party?
Yes.
Okay, we'll share that. It's really funny. I just want to say too quickly, Kim Fields was apparently on Dancing with the Stars in 2016.
Well,
and she's on a show in the UK right now called Living the Dream. Yeah.
Is it a reality show?
No, it's a drama.
Oh, good for her.
It's about the Pemberton family who moves from Yorkshire to Florida, which actually sounds like a really fun premise. Anyway.
Oh, man. Okay. Here, you do one.
Oh, yeah. Boink. Raul Julia. This is from Mixel.
Oh, man. Raul Julia. I think Raul Julia... Have we talked about him before?
I literally just put my hand in my mug of coffee.
Ashley, like a fucking
I don't know. I thought
trash can.
I thought I was reaching for a coaster.
So I just watched Ashley dip her hand into the bag, and then like some sort of child or shorted out android just reached her hand into a hot, steaming cup of coffee.
It's very cold now. Don't worry.
You know, there's coffee everywhere.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I'll just.
Don't do it with the strips, the testing strips. We write these on diabetes testing strips. My sugars are good.
Raul Julia, I think we talked about him with the Addams Family.
We did.
Yeah.
Raul Julia, very attractive man.
Very handsome.
Very attractive. Thank you. Michael just appeared with a napkin. Raul Julia is great.
Whatever.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Would I fuck Gomez Addams?
Yes.
Would I fuck literally any actor portraying Gomez Addams? Yes. John Aston?
Yes.
Time Machine.
Hang on. And wait, who's the new one? Who's doing the voice? Because isn't that going to be like the Addams Family movie?
You know who it is. It's my hot baby. It's Poe Dameron. Why am I blanking on my boyfriend?
The one.
Baby Raul Julia. Literally, why am I blanking
His name
on him?
is...
This is sad. Poe Dameron. That's what I look up on Archive of Our Own.
Why is everything?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. God. Yeah. What a beaut.
I literally just saw a tiny photo from far away of him from Star Wars and got
there.
A feeling.
Got there. Oh, my hand smells like coffee now.
My hand smells like Oscar.
Dr. Frankenstein.
Honestly, I like anyone that plays in that space.
He's a man with ambition.
I love necromancy.
I'm not saying he's someone. I just generally have a problem with people who don't think their ideas out all the way through. You know what I mean? It's like people who, it's like, I really appreciate like gumption and like stick-to-itiveness, but at the same time, I also appreciate like thinking out potential like catastrophes that might happen. I like that he has a servant. Seems rich.
That's awful.
Yeah, seems rich.
So I like the Penny Dreadful version of Dr. Frankenstein. I think
Dreadful was fun.
I loved Penny Dreadful. I thought the actor was cute.
Who was that?
Let's look up his name because that actor is attractive to me. And in Penny Dreadful, they really leaned in hard to like a bi sort of will they or won't they thing with Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Frankenstein in Penny Dreadful. Basically, in Penny Dreadful, everyone was bisexual, which I loved. And in Penny Dreadful, they insinuated that the very attractive Indian Dr. Jekyll actor, who I've seen in other things, was going to hook up with Dr. Frankenstein, and or maybe they had. And then Dr. Frankenstein did heroin.
That's right.
And so all of this, check.
The thing you need to know about Penny Dreadful, to people who have never watched, is it has Josh Hartnett in it.
Josh Hartnett, who fucks Dorian Gray.
Yes.
Josh Hartnett is a Wolfman character.
Oh my God. All right. It's the best show. It's like the best show.
It has an incredibly sexy Roger Moore. Not Roger Moore. What's the other one? Other Bond. Timothy Dalton. Timothy Dalton is in it as like a sexy, zaddy, nasty.
Yes.
He's Mina Harker's dad.
Show. It is so good. It's so good. It's
I
the
loved
best.
every second of it. I wanted 85 more episodes because clearly they were just like, what classic movie monsters should smash?
What?
Like, okay, let's take Vampire Dracula.
And Guillermo del Toro hadn't even brought back like fish fucking yet, so they didn't even get to like Swamp Thing really.
Exactly. It was like Swamp Thing is gonna do butt stuff with us.
So Victor Frankenstein, that actor's name is Harry Treadaway.
Harry Treadaway is fly to me. He's very cute. He fits he's like British, sallow. He kind of looks like he's made out of.
He looks like cottage cheese and like a mouse.
They put a small mouse on a pile of rice. I would date it. And I would ruin its life. All right, get in there.
This has a lot of... I don't know Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica, but I heard some nerds talking about it. One day at a time, they were like, Battlestar. I don't know.
I think the old one I like, and the new one's a lady.
I never saw it.
I don't care.
I know that if you're reading the internet, it's BSG.
Oh, God.
Because you have to know all the acronyms.
I don't have time. Let's rewatch Cowboy Bebop.
Tina Fey, Liz from 30 Rock. So Liz from 30 Rock. I rewatched 30 Rock recently.
How'd you feel about it?
A lot of it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of it doesn't work anymore. Like, I would say 40% of it. Like, 30 to 40% of it doesn't work.
Dated, wouldn't fly now.
Just, like, so fucking, like, racial all the time with everything. Constantly, like, almost in, like, a Family Guy-ish kind of way. Yeah. It's like, you get the...
Like, the Tracy Jordan, you're talking about sort of, like, those lines?
Or not even Tracy Jordan's lines, or, like, Tracy Morgan's, like, acting or character or anything, but literally just, like, the jokes from all the characters always. The jokes from all the characters always. It's weird. It's weird.
It is funny.
It's just, I'm not fascinated by the fact that, like, other races exist. So it's like, these jokes are not, like, super funny to me. Like, it's...
Well, and I mean, my biggest take on it, I'm going to admit something. I was never a huge 30 Rock fan.
I really liked it.
I like it some. It's on a list of shows that, like, when I would watch it, I would enjoy it, but I wasn't I wasn't compelled to make it a part of my life.
It's everything. I mean, I love it because it's TV about TV, which is, like, my favorite thing. I love, it's like, oh, we got to put on a show kind of thing. Anything like that, I will always enjoy.
Sure. And I'm definitely not saying, like, I hated it. I'm not being, like, contrary.
There's no revisionism here.
But what I hated about that character is how everyone else liked that character, like that the normie culture around, like, it's the new Kathy.
Yeah, and I also am just generally not happy when someone who's like 130 pounds is like, I'm fat.
No.
Like, that's the absolute worst.
And
like, shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, you have a writer's room of like 50 of the best fucking people in America right now. You can't do a second pass on this. Like, it's seriously. It's just, and it's also that thing of where it's like, oh God, where it's like you can't do 5 years of someone's insecurities. You know? I don't know.
Yeah. Like, at some point, girl, just go.
I still really like 30 Rock. I still think it's really fun. Yeah. Like, in a lot of ways, it made me laugh a lot. But, like, I don't know if I would rewatch it, like, a third time so much as I want to, like, remember the moments that meant so much to me.
Meant so much to you at the time. and this is, don't get it twisted. We revere Tina Fey. Like, I mean, her career, her career, Amy Poehler's career, like, I think, obviously, as a woman doing anything, thank you. Like, they're helpful people being alive.
The one thing I remember most from reading her book was actually about Donald Glover, who grew up in Georgia, and he wrote a lot of Kenneth Parcells lines because Kenneth was from rural Georgia, and I vividly remember it was like Donald, he was like, change this from like remote control to channel changer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. That's what I read take another pass.
I read an interesting thing that goes back to the OT guy from earlier, where someone was like, hey, I will volunteer to be your American, like, script supervisor in the UK. Like, nobody, like, I'm tired of seeing these characters that have good American accents, but they say things like in hospital. Like, come on. Nobody fucking says that, or like, whatever. So, okay. When we do all bag, I lose track of time.
Yeah, how long have we been doing this?
Who knows?
I don't know.
I like this one. Okay, let's do two more. How about that?
Okay.
This is not counting.
Okay.
So two after this.
The
alien from Alien.
I don't like horror movies.
So I'll take this one.
You go.
I really love the Alien franchise. Mm-hmm. Big fan of it. I took a really great feminist film theory course in college where I had to study a text called Cracks in the Pedestal. It's an excellent book if you're ever interested, that really dissects specifically the character of Ripley, which is Sigourney Weaver's character, how she's the first, like, final girl. She redefined, like, what it was like to carry for a woman to carry a film, both financially in that kind of way, for female characters in sci-fi specifically. Tons and tons of just stuff to unpack. Also, that movie is very well written and handles things. It kind of devolves from there. Aliens, is the one I'm talking about, where they really dig into that, because in Aliens,
and it's the second one.
Yeah, Aliens is really fascinating. It has all these, like, really fantastic, very groundbreaking, barrier bending gender tropes that get turned on their heads, where there's, like, a clear lesbian character and they don't make any. They don't even talk about it, like, really. And she actually kind of likes a man, and it's just very fascinating. There's a lot of things to unpack. Anyway.
So you would recommend both of these?
I would recommend the films just because they are scary in a way that resonates with me. I don't really usually get scared at scary movies, and those kind of movies scare the shit out of me.
Okay.
Because there's a plausibility to them, even though they're sci-fi. Like, it's hard sci-fi, science-based. We should have talked about it with Larissa because it's just like, this could happen. It's
because isn't even the thing, it's like their spaceship, it's not like they're on some grand mission. It's like, aren't they like, they're truckers basically or something, you know?
Well, and then the new films, there's a colonization thing. Like, all of it's very plausible, weird kind of stuff that could happen.
Just
it's basically like, you know, these aliens get inside people and they burst out and they are just trying to live their lives.
H.R. Geiger art to me is very like ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
It's like I can't.
There's also a really good H.R. Geiger documentary about him. Is he still alive? I can't remember.
He passed away in 2014.
Okay, so there's a documentary, but he's still alive while the documentary's being made. You should watch it. It's fascinating. Weird ass dude. But
no fooling?
Yeah, strange guy. But the alien from Aliens, I thought was really beautiful and weird. And also, if you watch it objectively, a very oddly sympathetic character. It's like I don't know.
Cool.
She's just
That's good.
It's a woman.
That's right. Because isn't she like a mom?
Yeah, she's like a mom. Yeah. So like Aliens is about like weird mom versus mom space fight, which is great. Yeah. Anyway,
that's a good one. So 2 more. Don't do the white bags anymore.
Okay.
Do the main bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
All right.
Oh wait, we're gonna do it at the same time.
Okay.
All right. What's yours?
John Laroquette is Dan from Night Court. Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
I love Night Court.
I loved Night Court when I was 4 to like 6. Like I don't.
Night Court is so funny if you go back and watch. Like I would like to rewatch Night Court.
Okay.
I follow Marsha Warfield, who was the
bailiff. The bailiff.
Yeah, the bailiff after the first bailiff died.
Okay. Again. Yeah.
Replacement bailiff, and they totally just same thing like Cheers, took the character in a completely different direction. They didn't try to like replace the first one.
I feel like I want to look at some images to confirm this before I say it out loud. Yeah. I mean 3-piece suit. Okay,
yes.
Like that is the
Dan Fielding's character, hilarious lech.
Just like a smarmy kind of.
Yeah, honestly, facially not the sexiest dude, but like he was so funny that he was sexy.
Have you ever seen the John Laroquette show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Where it's like the train station and it's like he's like an alcoholic or something.
Yeah.
And like in the very first episode, like someone like commits suicide or something. It's I swear to God. And it's like,
I remember
it's
watching
1995. It's like.
I am a child who loved Dave's World. I'm like the only kid that loved.
You know what I was complaining about? You know what you can't find anywhere?
What?
Duckman.
Duckman. And you know what? I didn't have cable, so I never watched Duckman.
It was good.
That was like when, like, if I go to A. Edith's and watch cable, I'd watch Duckman. I loved Dave's World, which was the Dave, why can't I remember? I almost said Dave Ramsey.
That's really funny.
Harry Anderson show, where he was a comic, and the theme song was, you may be right, I may be crazy.
Billy Joel.
Yeah, Billy Joel. Yeah. Full circle. John Laroquette is Dan Fielding. Great character. I guess sexy. I mean, he did the funny lech thing great, and the writing, they let him rarely get away with anything. Marky Post always looked way better.
Aesthetically and sort of like aura. The aura of this character is like the 80s.
Oh, whenever,
like that's it. It's like totally, if you were to draw a picture, it's like this is what you would get.
It's satirizing. Night Court is a great show because the main characters in it, while played for laughs, and I bet some of it's super duper dated. Oh my God. I love that it just sort of didn't always shame. They were, the main characters' routine, like sort of both foil and characters that they talked to were like streetwalkers, hookers and you know, and they gave them dignity in weird ways, even though I'm sure, again, most of if 30 Rock's dated.
Why was I watching this when I was 5?
Who knows? Because there was nothing fucking else on.
Watching a show about like arrested hookers and it's a comedy.
Yeah, for the whole family. Ashley just pulled up a photo that's clearly, you know, a cast.
It's a cast photo.
Marky Post is wearing a whole fucking couch.
Marky Post legitimately, okay, it's like, except for her hair though, it's like this outfit could be worn today.
Yeah, no, I mean, she looks like a, Urban Outfitters catalog.
Harry Anderson looking kind of like effable, in this picture. Like
Harry
honestly,
Anderson's very effable.
Like,
I think
he looks pretty hot in this picture.
Yeah, we'll share it. He's wearing a suit. He's got the very 90s sort of round glasses. John Laroquette looks like a scumbag. He's wearing like a big bomber jacket. He's in one of his
down phases. He is an alcoholic. I mean, and
no
this
doubt
seems active. Do you have the last one?
I have one slip of paper before me.
Okay.
2 girls. I was trying to do the Tyra Banks thing. This is a good one. Barbara Streisand.
Oh, I mean, that's a really good one.
That's a really good one. I say we said that like I kept waiting for you to have an opinion.
I have so many opinions. The first thing I'm thinking of is when she was with Elliot Gould, and I'm just thinking of all the pictures of Barbara Streisand and Elliot Gould together in the 70s.
So a thing about this podcast is that Elliot Gould is really like a central figure that we've actually not really unpacked. We should just that could be a whole episode. Yeah. Elliot Gould is
long goodbye.
We watched the night that we talked about making this podcast.
Yeah, they were married briefly in like the late 60s. It looks like, so you can imagine.
Those are 2 very, very sexy, powerful Jewish people.
I'm going to share some of those pictures. I went to art exhibit in a museum about surrealism and early television.
What?
And yeah, there was this whole thing about Barbara Streisand in this TV special that she did. It was like, Barbara is Barbara or whatever, you know? And
no shit.
And it was just like, she's a young woman in like her mod dress, and it's the 60s and just the set design of it and everything, and how that was one of the first like this style of art brought into the American home.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then she's like an actress and just like all around legendary kind of person.
There are the obvious things about her not being like classically beautiful and like da-da-da. I mean, I think I think she's beautiful. I think she's always been beautiful. Of course. My favorite thing about Barbara Streisand is that in her basement she has an entire shopping mall.
Yes, she does.
Just for her. It is. I don't know. We will find photos of it and share it. It's my favorite thing about her. When I say she has an entire shopping mall, because it's in a basement, there are no windows, so it's completely pitch black. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's like storefronts, so it'll be like an antique store. Yeah. And that's where she puts her antiques, and there's tags on things.
There are images of this. You can see. We will share this.
I want to say like Elle or Vogue or someone did like a special going underground her house. But it's just like, it would be like if I was like, I'm going to take all these old computers that I don't use and make an electronics store.
And we know exactly where her house is thanks to the Streisand effect.
Yes.
Which is...
Anyway, so she's great.
She's great.
She still looks good. I feel like she was really one of the first celebrities I can think of, and maybe because I grew up, again, in a trailer, so clearly very liberal, that my parents hated. Like, my mom really liked her, and then my dad's like, she's, Rush Limbaugh told me not to like her. So, yeah. So
she did A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
She did A Star Is Born, too. Yeah. I don't listen to her music or anything. I'm not, like, pulling up, like, Barbara Streisand songs on the regular. I'm not, like, a 65-year-old grandma.
Right.
But...
I love a handsome woman. Like, I think, like, she's got really bold features, and I think that's beautiful.
I mean, just strong and tall, and just like people who care. Well, but when you carry yourself,
but like
tall.
Angelica Houston and Barbara Streisand to me have a similar aesthetic in my head, where it's like they got an interesting nose.
Yeah,
got big lips,
strong profiles.
Yeah, great hair. She has great hair. Yeah, that's it. Bag's good to us.
Hot minute. Thank you to Michael for your theme song.
Mike, whatever, fuck it.
Mike is the name for Mike.
The back of my chair just fell out, so we're gonna go.
I'm gonna put my hand in some more coffee. Follow us on the internet and leave us some reviews.
Rate us.
And give us money.
Give me money.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Thanks. I was on Hulu, and I was playing Broad City, and I was paying attention as it was going to the next episode, and it said, play content. And it just really pissed me off.
Play content.
It's Hulu. These are all shows or movies. You can write show or movie. Play show, play movie.
Right.
Play content. Eat my fucking dick.